old and new subscribers to Bunny Basics. If you follow me on social media, you may have seen that we've got a brand new cage for Dory that she's now in, as you can see, and she is loving it. Lots more room for toys, lots more room for her to climb around. Because we got this cage, this left the bunny condo free for me to pull it apart and give it a thorough clean. I took the top off in the front and I scrubbed all of the grids, gave them a big soak for half a day, and I scrubbed all the toys. I removed the top level from the cage so I could clean it properly and wipe down all the grids. You wouldn't believe the amount of hidden hay dust, it was amazing. After that, I just had to put it back together to prepare for new arrivals. So if you follow my social media accounts, like Twitter, Instagram, you may have seen one of these two faces pop up recently. On July 30th, Mr. Bunny Basics and I visited a foster home for a local rabbit rescue. We met a few different bunnies. My plan had been to adopt only one rabbit, partly because we're renting and partly because of the extra vet costs 2 presents. However, after meeting several of the singles, I didn't feel particularly connected to any of them. So shortly after we sort of met some of them, this pair were brought out for us to meet, and I very quickly fell for them. I can't explain what it was, except to say that they were the one. So we were able to bring them home straight away, and I let them get settled into their condo for a day, which I had already set up for them with a litter tray and hay. The foster lady actually sent me home with their existing litter tray, and I used some of the dirty litter from that tray to put in their new tray so they would be more used to the smell and it would smell familiar to them and they may be more likely to use it. So on to the introductions. The red-eyed white rabbit is a male. He's not pure white as his ears are frosted grey and he has a faint bit of frosting on the tip of his nose too, which I think is very, very cute. He's a little bit pudgy, but that's something we're working on. The other is a female part lop mixed breed. I'm not sure what her colour is called, but she has a ginger agouti type pattern with Vienna markings, like that little white smudge on her nose. Their foster names were Tony and Rosie, which I decided to change, and after a lot of indecisiveness and many dozens of suggestions from other bunny lovers, I settled on Apollo for the boy and Luna for the girl, with many thanks to a particular forum member for the fact that settled me on these names. And that is that on July 30th, their adoption day, that was the date of that the Apollo 15 mission landed on the moon back in 1971. So Apollo and Luna. So both Apollo and Luna had been at the rescue for a long time, which is another reason I really wanted to adopt them. They'd been there for just over 1.5 years. They came into the rescue separately around the same time after a local bushfire. Luna was at one point adopted for about 6 months, but was returned to the rescue for reasons I'm not really sure about. They bonded her with Apollo, and they've been bonded ever since. As I was originally so set on adopting only one rabbit, the rescue offered to split them for me if it meant that one of them would get a home, but I couldn't do that to a bonded pair. I would have felt awful about it, so I kept them both, and I can see now that was definitely the right decision because they're there to support each other. I'm not 100% certain how old they are. I do know that Apollo is a little bit older than Luna. Both were young when they came to the rescue, and as an estimate, Luna is probably around 1 year and 10 months, and Apollo is probably a bit older, around 2 years or a little more. So they're still young bunnies, really. Both have settled in really well. I haven't allowed them to free range yet, but they do have access to their playpen area that you can see in this video whenever I'm home. Luna, who was originally quite shy, has come out of her shell a lot and is the first to come up to me hoping for treats, which is very cute, but often I don't have treats for them because they're still getting used to their new diet. So Apollo, while very relaxed, is more reserved. He also has bad litter habits, which I'm trying and mostly failing to correct. We have some good days and some bad days, and to begin with, he really didn't eat much hay, which concerned me, and so I've started putting hay in more areas of the cage, which is really increased his hay intake, which is fantastic because his poops have improved because of it, but he still pees everywhere sometimes. So in regards to the bunnies and Dory, both were unsure of the other at first, and Dory was somewhat vocal about it the first few days, while she got used to the noises and sights of the bunnies moving around. Needless to say, the bunnies were very scared at first of this new and very loud noise. But being a pair, I've found that although they can get very scared by it and they'll run into the cage, they very quickly recover from that fright and go back to just doing whatever they were doing beforehand. So they have the advantage also of coming from a busy household which had a cat and yapping dogs, which has likely prepared them for such loud noises. As you can see though, things are going well, they love exploring. Apollo quite frequently does little binkies and zoomies around on the rug. Luna is a destructo bun, chewing and ripping and shredding cardboard it's quite amusing to watch, and she's made a huge hole in the side of the box already. Didn't take very long at all. So that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed this update. It's been really exciting, and I'm extremely happy and privileged really to have bunnies in my life again. I would have updated sooner with the news, but after upgrading my laptop to Windows 10, I've had screen and program issues which needed resolving before I could make videos or really do anything else. Thanks for hopping by. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.